was some interesting drama and some level of confusion and more of a spectacle that we saw that characterized the situation and the atmosphere at the All Progressives Congress headquarters today in Abuja. The story filtered in earlier in the morning that Governor Mai Mala Buni has been kicked out as a party caretaker chairman. But as we're trying to confirm that, our reporters and the cameras on the ground was able to capture Governor Abubakar Bello of Niger State, who arrived on the scene and says he is a new chairman of the All Progressives Congress Caretaker Committee. Governor Bello stated this after he first swore in the 36th state chairman of the party at the National Secretariat of the party in Abuja. Meanwhile, some progressive governors were at the party secretariat to witness the ceremony. Take a listen to Governor Bello on Governor Buni. He was talking about Governor Buni and the reason why Governor Buni is at the moment not the chairman of the APC Caretaker Committee.
As part of the activity going forward to our convention, we right now received a report from the zoning committee headed by the governor of Kwara and the deputy senate president. We earlier on saw in the state party chairman, and at the same time we deliberated on progress made so far towards convention. And I think I'm satisfied with what has been done so far.
So I'd like to find out from you, who are you at this stage?
Acting chairman of APC and governor of Niger State.
The chairman of the caretaker committee?
Caretaker committee, yes. Acting chairman, caretaker committee.
Okay, so what's the position of Buni this moment?
I'm not aware of any position at the moment. I know he has traveled.
Sorry?
I know he has traveled. Well, every time there is a major event, we beef up security. So today we had a major event because all the chairmen came with their supporters. There were too many people. So to maintain law and order, when you have a gathering with so many people, it's good to beef up security.
So how often are we going to see you here?
Almost every day.
All right, you heard Governor Bello there on the situation in the party. Governor Buni. There are a few other things that he said because the governor also received the report of the zoning committee headed by the Kwara State governor and the deputy president of the Senate. Take a listen to the acting chairman, he's called himself now, the acting chairman of the APC Caretaker Committee, Governor Bello.
And going forward, this exercise was hitch-free, and by God's grace, every other exercise will be hitch-free. We must thank you for your time. You left your states, you left your offices to come and deliberate on these matters, and you all agreed on this zoning system. This zoning system reflects the principle of fairness and equity. And once it is being implemented, that will give us, it will send a very strong message that our party is out of fairness, equity, and justice. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Well, so that screening committee's work will determine a whole lot of things. So who is going to run for the chairman, where the next chairman is going to come from, all the offices. In fact, this, it will determine even when the presidential slot, the candidate of the party will be zoned to. These are some of the issues. But let's leave that aside for a moment. The APC is set to hold its national convention in a few days, precisely less than 20 days. It's on the 26th of March 2022 when the APC has scheduled its national convention. But rumors of a possibility of further delay is now rife. So many things to talk about. Where is the ruling APC headed? Don't forget, President Buhari left Nigeria a few days ago, and he said it will shock Nigerians when they asked him about the national convention and whether it will be successful, he said it will shock Nigerians. I will play that video for you again. Maybe it's this shocker that we're seeing already that's happened just about 24 hours when the president left the country. Let's get talking, everyone. I'm being joined tonight by a former federal lawmaker, Senator Kabiru Marafa. He joins us here in Abuja City. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And there's another person that is very worried about what's happening in the APC. He's the former Director General of the APC Governors Forum, Mr. Salih Lukman, who joins us virtually. Thank you so much, Mr. Lukman, for joining us tonight. Let's begin the conversation. Okay, Mr. Salih is here. So before we lose the connection, what is happening? Because I saw the statement that came from you today. What exactly is happening? We understand that Governor Buni is away on medical trip out of the country. Clarify for us, was it that the president asked him to step aside? Or what exactly happened? Because if there will be a substantive change in the affairs of the party, it's supposed to be at the neck. It's supposed to be some legal process or procedure. Everything is shrouded in some kind of confusion. Do you have an understanding of what is happening?
Yes, Mr. Seun. I think there is a deliberate attempt. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Lukman. Please go ahead.
Okay, I think there is a deliberate attempt to misrepresent what is going on in the APC. There is nothing spectacular that is happening other than the usual political contest. The president has not directed anything in terms of changing leadership, because if there is going to be change of leadership, it has to follow due process. But long before now, more than a week ago, about a week ago, internally within the party, His Excellency May Mala has gone on medical treatment, and I think within the caretaker committee, they decided that Governor Sani Bello should act on his behalf. Now, the other dynamics playing out is the question of which you reflected in your intro, whether convention is going to take place or not. To the best of my knowledge and to the knowledge of everybody in the party, there is a decision that the convention will take place on the 26th of March, and that it is the responsibility of the caretaker committee to drive the process. And everybody, party leaders and members, are worried about the chance of event before now, leading to postponement. At least between November and now, there have been 3 postponements. And the contest about whether the convention will take place or not is still going on. And leaders of the party are determined that this time around the convention has to take place. If it means getting the leadership of the caretaker committee out of the way in order for the convention to happen, I think our leaders clearly have indicated they are ready for that. But if that is going to happen, it has to follow the normal due process, the structures of the party with all the relevant powers to ensure that happens will be the one that, and that is why you can see the desire to ensure that we have returned to normalcy is very strong, which is why the caretaker committee today inaugurated the state chairman. With this now, if there is the need to convene NEC, there should be no question of whether the NEC can be convened or not. All the constituent representatives are there now in place. I think that is what is going on.
Okay, so let's clarify this. Let's clarify this. Because if you look at the statement you released today, there are a few issues that I would like you to clarify. One is, was it the decision of President Buhari for Governor Bello to replace Governor Buni?
It wasn't the decision of Buhari.
Whose decision was it? I can hear you. Whose decision was it?
That is why I started with the point, is the decision of the caretaker committee.
Okay, so let's understand. Has Governor Bello been part of the caretaker committee?
Of course he is.
Okay, so
there are three,
you said something about...
there are 3 governors in the caretaker committee: Governor Mala, Governor Bello, and Governor Oyetola.
Okay, so you said something about the convention, and you made mention of the Secretary James Akpano-Duede and Governor Buni, and perhaps there are contrary action to the agenda of President Buhari. Clarify to us what you meant by that.
Oh, I mean, look, these are issues that are there already in the public. We've been raising these issues. If you remember very well, first, the February 5 date was not, had to be postponed, largely because they failed to communicate to INEC, the statutory 21 days notice. Now, even the February 26, it was very clear they would drag, and it is from all indications, the machination of the chairman and the secretary that sabotage all those processes. So these are allegations some of us are making, and there are normal processes within the party that are processing all these allegations.
But are those allegations, can they be substantiated, Mr. Lukman? Can those allegations be substantiated? Because one of the things that you also said in your statement today was the fact that there are also court moves to use the legal process to stop the March 26th date. Do you have evidence to that?
Of course, there is evidence. If you want, I will forward it to you. There is a court injunction gotten on the 18th of November. And from all evidences, it is being sponsored by some people, including the chairman and the secretary. Now, the court injunction is there. They are aware of it since 18th of November. Nothing has been done to vacate it. And they are waiting. The allegation is that the information is that they are waiting until 2-3 days to the time of the 26th March convention before they serve it on the party. And then on the basis of following legal process, the convention will have to be postponed. So these are issues that are there, and the evidences are there. The copies of the injunction are available, and I will forward them to you.
Please forward it to me. It will be good for us to look at it carefully and see what exactly you mean. Please stay with me. Let me come to the studio here in Abuja with Senator Marafa. Senator, you are a major stakeholder in the party. You're a leader of the party. What do you think is happening at the moment?
Thank you very much, Mr. Sheon. I think what is happening today is, maybe it's a gradual process of reinventing the APC itself because Memala and his committee were all out to kill the APC. We have said this times without number.
What do you mean by that, Senator?
Yes, because if you look at when he was appointed and the directives given to him by the body that appointed him at that time, his terms of reference and everything, within the first 6 months, we said that they are not honest to what they are going to do. The clear directive that time was go out there, conduct a convention, and reconcile members of aggrieved members of the APC. Those were the 2 assignments given to the committee ab initio. But what happened immediately upon resuming office? And let me add this too: the people that conceived the committee, were very honest. The president was very honest. He was desirous of putting APC, on the right foot, and on his way, writing his name in gold, because he saw the APC disintegrating and everything. So now, looking at what Nigeria is and how Nigerians always behave when they come into positions of power, they always like to drag foot and they don't want to leave office and anything. And I think that is, I'm not part of the decision that made the committee, but that is, to me, what informed, the decision to appoint only people that have offices already. They have offices, so that the thinking of Mr. President, I believe, was, okay, these people they have too much in their hands, so they would not even want to, they don't have any time to waste, doing other things. So this is an assignment that we are going to give them, and they are desirous to finish it quickly and go back to their states and everything. If you look at it, all of them, governors, senators, members of House of Representatives, SAs to the president and so on, there is nobody that doesn't have an office in the committee itself. But what happened? Immediately upon resumption of office, they started, bringing people left, right, and center to come and join APC, kicking people all left, right, and center, kicking people outside, causing more confusion and more problems in the party. So, and we said it right from that time, that they are going to, these people, are aiming, they think maybe Nigeria is a banana republic, kind of, that they have an opportunity now to either be president or vice president and everything. And we said they are going to ask for extension, number one. They are going to ask for extension, number two, because that will give them 18 months from that time. And after 18 months, it will become practically impossible for them to conduct the convention. And they will now come and convince the president that, look, we need to merge maybe the two primaries and convention and everything. And that is exactly what they have been doing. Now, for anybody to now talk and say, look, to try and say that due process has to be followed. Was due process followed in their appointment? It was not followed.
Why do you think, Senator? Because I know you're a very strong critic of the Governor Buni. I mean, because you had your issue with the Democratic Committee.
Yes.
Why do you think he wants to stay put? Why do you think that he wants to be a
Because he has an agenda. What is
the agenda?
Yes, the agenda
as
is
he thought, yes,
as a governor, he is not interested in his state. He is not interested in managing his state. A poor state that is lacking in so many things you can talk about. A poor state that requires all hands on deck to be able to look, looking at the Boko Haram issues in the state. He doesn't care. Now his eyes are on vice presidential.
Is it fair to say he doesn't care?
He doesn't. That is absolutely.
You have evidence to the fact that he
the
said,
evidence
when he says he doesn't care.
is there asking, is crying for people to even pick it on the ground. The evidence. There are so many evidence.
Is it because of your personal grievance?
It's not about being personal.
Because when you say a sitting governor does not care about his state,
look,
that he was voted into office.
If you are a governor, or for instance now, if you take the trouble zones of the country, like maybe Borno Yobe, you come to Zamfara, Sokoto, maybe Katsina, you come to Niger and everything. Why should a governor, for God's sake, would like to come and sit tight on an assignment in Abuja, looking at where Yobe is and looking at the problems of Yobe? The natural thinking is this man is coming to execute this assignment, with all the speed it requires, finish it, wrap everything up, present it to the people that gave him the assignment, go back to his state and attend to issues. Today, let me tell you, just today only, I received more than 100 calls from Yobe State, people congratulating President Muhammadu Buhari for sacking their governor. Let him come back to their state.
You think the governor, the president has a hand in it?
In what?
In Governor Bello taking over from...
Of course, the president has to have a hand in it because he is the leader of the party. I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of what my friend and brother, the DG of Governors Forum, said, but the presidency is not dumb. They have a mouthpiece. They can talk, they hear, they have eyes, they see. So if there was nothing, why didn't Governor Bello did the same thing he did today, yesterday or last week or the week before last? There was something. And the presidency has not denied it, that because all the headlines was President Buhari sacked Memalhua, or what was his name, whatever his name is. President Buhari sacked him. Who appointed him?
But can President Buhari handily sack him?
That is a topic of another day. But is it legal for President Buhari to appoint him in the first place? No, I'm asking you. Is it legal for President Buhari to appoint him in the first place? President Buhari summoned a NAC meeting at the villa. And during the meeting, the president, we saw him reading the communique of the, what do you call it? So, in fairness, you can say that NEC, appointed him. But when you look at the legalities around that meeting, how it was convened, who the members were, we have everything in our hands. Now, the president was eager to put his party in order.
So, and the reason why Governor Buni is not around is not because he was sacked. It's because he's gone on a medical trip.
No, he has been on medical trip maybe for about 5, 6, 7 days ago. But the sacking came yesterday night. And you cannot say nobody can borrow, nobody can use the president's mouth.
The president is not in the country yesterday night. The president has since traveled since afternoon.
Since when?
Afternoon of Sunday.
And today is what?
Let me play the
Today
tape.
is Monday.
Today
Wait
is Monday.
now.
Let me play the tape for
so
you.
Sunday was yesterday. No, you don't have to.
No, let me play it for you.
No.
So that to refresh the memory.
Look,
just
the president flew out of the country yesterday in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And the decision was taken, I believe, in the night of Saturday to morning of Sunday. They took the decision. I'm not part of it.
Let's refresh the memories of our viewers. This was what the President Muhammadu Buhari said. But before I play that for you, right there on Channels Television, we're following for you the news coming from Benin Republic that the leader of the Yoruba agitation, Mr. Sunday Igboho, has been released by the Benin Republic government. News just coming in that the leader of Yoruba agitation, Mr. Sunday Igboho, has been released by the Benin Republic government. We give you details of that news just coming in on Channels Television. Stay with us, everyone. But let me refresh your memory about what President Muhammadu Buhari said before he left the country for a 2 weeks medical trip in the UK. Take a listen to President Buhari.
I cannot claim to be doing the work alone. The government is fully represented. The vice president is there. Constitutionally, when I'm away, he is in charge. And the secretary to the government, and then the chief of staff. So no problem.
Some Nigerians are expressing doubts regarding the ability of your party to conduct its national convention successfully. What will you tell them?
Well, they should wait and see. How do we come as a party to take power from the ruling party who had been there before us for so many years? So we have the capacity. Everything will be all right.
So was that, could that be the meaning of what the president said?
Shaun, with all due respect, I have not seen this, honestly speaking. I'm just seeing it for the first time. What else do you need to hear again? The president has said everything. Wait and see. Now he left yesterday in the afternoon. Isn't it?
Yeah.
From what you are saying. And immediately he left, by 12 midnight yesterday, this information was out that the president has sacked the bushman from Yobe. Yes, it was said.
Apologies. I mean,
yes.
You cannot use that kind of.
Thank you very much. With due respect to.
Could you just withdraw?
Yes, I have.
You can't do a personality attack.
I have withdrawn. I withdraw. Yes. I withdraw unconditionally. The statement of maybe a bushman or whatever. Now, but what I am trying to say is the president now, immediately after maybe 12 a.m. By 12 a.m., the story is out everywhere. And like I said, the president has able hands, especially, when it comes to media representation and everything. Now, from that time, the information was out. To this time, if there is anything, you would have seen Femi Adesina online, or you have seen Garba Shehu who would have issued something. Now, the fact that nothing is said between that time and this time tells you that something has happened. Two, now, Governor Bello has been part and parcel of that committee. He has been part and parcel of it. And you have never seen him for one day taking the actions he took today. So, and knowing who Governor Bello is, and his pedigree, the family he comes from, the education he has, the exposure and everything, you know that Governor Bello is not the kind of people that will just get crushed and commit such illegalities of this monumental proportion. That is two. Number three, the island, because I was not there. Now, the whole secretariat, I watched Arise TV. The whole secretariat was cordoned by security personnel. And only people that identified themselves, of having something to do along that street or in that office were allowed to go in. Now, do you think Governor Bello can beat all those security distance? Or let me put it this way. You think somebody didn't send the security and the person that sent them didn't know what is happening?
I guess we have some of the pictures of the security presence at the APC secretariat, some of the things that Senator Marafan was making reference to. If the producer can just put that on television, on our screen right now, so people can make sense of the security. Okay, there you have it, the security situation at the APC secretariat earlier on today. So this was what you were making reference
Yes,
to.
but I think it is far from. I think they cordoned the area from far away.
That's what we saw earlier.
Two ends. Yes,
so, yeah.
Yes, I watched Arise TV and I saw the two journalists, a lady and a gentleman, talking to Ruben Abati. And that is when I knew that there was
a cordon.
Yeah, a cordon.
All right, Senator, we need to take a break.
So
we are due for a break. Stay with me, Senator. And I still have Mr. Salihu Lukman, the former DG of the Progressive Governors Forum, is with us virtually. We'll take a break, everyone. And when we come, we'll get the closing thought on my guest on this matter. Then we'll cross to Edo State, where there is another crisis. We'll be speaking with the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shuabu, and what the Governor Obaseki said yesterday, a strong warning that he has given out yesterday about the crisis rocking the PDP in Edo State. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Let's get back to the conversation, the closing moments with my guest here, Senator Kabiru Marafa, a former federal lawmaker and a leader of the APC in Zamfara State. And we also have virtually Mr. Salihu Lukman, who is a former Director General of the APC, the Progressive Governors Forum. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time tonight. What you were talking about, the court order, the authenticity of that, we cannot, at the moment, verify right here on Channels Television, but that's received. Let me show our viewers what the court order you were making reference to, and the plot to use that court order to delay the course of organizing a national convention. But in the light of what you have brought forward tonight, Mr. Lukman, what is the way forward for your party?
I think first the way forward is to recognize that as members of a party, there will always be disagreement. And we must appeal to all our leaders because part of the challenge is separating interest and opinion from facts. And I think even in the discussion in the studio now, you can see that playing out. We must, and what brought us to this point is the problem of honesty of leaders to distinguish between their opinion and the requirement to drive the process of implementing decisions of the party. And that is what will take us, that is what is required to really organize the National Convention. At the moment, we must appeal to all our leaders. The minimum is that March 26 has to take place at the date of the convention, and we must come out of that convention with clarity, having new leadership in place, and all our structures of the party restored. And on the basis of which we can begin to come back to the business of preparing for the contest for 2023 election. I think these are the issues. And we...
All right. The president is due to return to the country in about 2 weeks. That will just be in time for the National Convention. In the absence of the, at the moment that the president is not in the country, could there be any effect of his absence in the country on the state of affairs of the party?
You see, this is the reality, which, there is a structure, and that structure is functioning. And whether the president is around or not, which is what he inferred, things will continue to happen. I think as a democracy and as a nation, we must begin to put more confidence in the structure that we have in place, not necessarily on personality. Yes, there will always be people there, and when they are not available, structure should continue to function. That is what is required.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Lukman, for talking to us. Let me come back to Senator Marafa here. Senator, what is the way forward?
Well, I don't know. I think the question is more, maybe it's personal now to me. The way forward for me, I think I have given several options. I have given my own side of maybe the story on how to move the whole thing forward. And I think on this program, I once said that the problem with the Oshimole ESCO then was just on Oshimole himself. And every other thing was intact before Oshimole, was sacked by the court. So, and I once opined that, look, roll back the machinery back to that time and allow, that ESCO to continue, because anything short of that, will amount to court litigations and so on and so forth. But now I can understand that we have passed that stage. Now we have reached another milestone today. Something has happened, whether anybody like it or not. Like my brother said, now separating emotions and personal interest and everything. Something has happened today. And nobody can dispute the fact that something has happened today. And what happened today, has clearly shown that there is a lot of problems within the APC, and there are the people that are disenchanted with the former leadership, are much more than the ones that are pro it. So now, the only thing that can happen today is for people to rally around the new leadership today, come and support them, give them the necessary advice and support, and see if we can make sense out of, the mess we have today, between now and 26th of that month. Right. That is the only thing we can do. Any other thing now would further, segment or crack the party, because, like I said, nobody can push away what happened today. Something has happened. And something that happened today is definitely going to be around with us, whether anybody like it or not. Right. There was there was a problem, in the last 20 months or so, and everybody has seen, the capacity of that leadership, their intentions and what they wanted to do. And the people are definitely not satisfied with their leadership and everything. And one can see what happened today, the way and manner the leadership today is being accepted by all and sundry, all across the country and everywhere. And since this is what Nigerians want, I'm sure before the president made the interview, he made yesterday at the airport, he must have been informed, by relevant people from relevant states and everything. And what you saw today, is the aggregate of, what people want happen in the APC. So we can only wish the Bello administration, success, and hope they would be able, to make the president and make the party members proud, by doing what they are supposed to do.
Senator, thank you so much. I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you so much, Mr. Saliu Lukman, the former Director General of the APC Governors Forum.